In today's video, we talk about macro shaming.
All by myself.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com. In today's video, we're going to talk about the idea of macro shaming, or comparing one's macros or calorie totals to another person's macros or calorie totals and feeling not worthy, feeling like you're doing something wrong. And I gotta say, I was definitely a victim of this myself. So the real reason I'm talking about this today is I got a question on my Instagram. So if you'd like to send a question to my Instagram direct message, go ahead, do that here and I'll address it. But usually what it does is when I see some trends or I get some questions kind of repetitively, I'll notice that there's something going on, maybe like a trend in the fitness industry or a trend in the question. Sometimes I notice it with my clients' questions, but it's really good when I get a DM over and over because I go, yeah, this is a topic to address. And basically this person just asked me to help them with their diet. I'm eating this much food, doing this much cardio. I want to lose a little bit more weight. Should I reverse diet? No, you shouldn't reverse diet if you want to lose weight. But my calories are low. Well, who says? Who says your calories are low? I think this is one of the biggest misconceptions that's going on in the world of fitness currently, is that we need to be eating X amount of calories to be healthy. And while I would love to sit here and get all my clients eating 4,000 calories a day, doing no cardio and shredded, it's just not real life. Our bodies are predetermined, our genetics are predetermined in such a manner that we're not going to shift the scale that much. If you're going to be able to increase your metabolic rate, mean eat more food, it's going to be through the process of putting on more lean body mass so that you're actually just keeping up with your body's demands. It's not going to be through, I reverse dieted myself up to 5,000 calories, now I can diet on 3,000. That's not how it works. We all seem to have these thresholds where we get to, and we have to get to each prep. Lauren and I have talked about this on our podcast, Redefine Healthy Radio. So if you're not listening to our podcast, well, hey, now's a good time for a shameless plug. Link below for me and Lauren's podcast. So the idea behind macro shaming, I got this a few years ago. I was spending some time with my friend Alberto Nunez, who is a professed macronator, meaning he eats an absurd amount of calories and maintains a very lean physique. And while I am taller, have more lean body mass, and am in a similar build to Alberto, I was not eating nearly as much at the time. And I thought, man, I am just not good. I am not a good little bodybuilder. And I started comparing myself to him. And I now look back at that and realize why. Why does that matter? And I think a lot of us are in the similar situation. We go on Instagram and we see somebody post their diet. I have my friends, my clients that post videos and talk about their calories, and then other people will message me and be like, well, your client A is eating this much food and I'm only eating this much food. Why is that, coach? What is wrong with me? Nothing's wrong with you. We're all at different phases in our life. We all have different genetics. The real question we have to ask is, how do you feel? Is it really unreasonable to think that we can feel good on a not crazy amount of calories? I think, from my perspective, this was the first year that I really didn't pay attention to anybody else's diet but my own. I just did what felt right. I just did what felt right with cardio, with diet. And yeah, my calories probably got close to 2,000 or a little bit below for a 200-pound natural bodybuilder. 2,000 calories a day while doing cardio, while training, while being a dad, while running a business. Doesn't sound like that much, but you know what? I felt great and I was happy with how I looked. And so it got me out of that mindset of I need to be dieting on more calories than the other bodybuilders out there or the other fitness people out there. So take a look at what you're doing. And if your goal is to lose weight, understand that reverse dieting is not the end-all be-all. I will say this. The real benefit of reverse dieting is that you probably can correct some issues you've had if you've been at caloric deficit for a long period of time, if you've been a chronic dieter all your life. Then I find that we can have some people that are in underperforming situations, okay? But that doesn't mean that everybody that has an underperforming metabolism is eventually going to be eating 2,500, 3,000 calories a day, maintaining their weight. Now, we can get into a more reasonable zone. We can start to optimize things. Realize I was listening yesterday to Dr. Joe talk about average metabolic rates, and it kind of shocked me when he talked about this study that basically stated that the average resting metabolic rate for women was around 1,350 calories, and for men it was 1,650 calories. Think about how much you're told to eat on a daily basis. If let's just say that you burn another 500 calories through training and all that stuff, your resting metabolic rate, that's only for a female 1,850 calories if you're burning 500 a day through exercise and activity, and yet we're led to believe that we need to be eating way more than that. And likewise with me, my resting metabolic rate the other day I got it tested, it was just over 2,000 calories. It's pretty low, right? I don't know where it'll be when I come out of this reverse, but I intend to stay leaner. In the past, I might have focused on, man, I need to be eating more calories, but I'm not doing that this year. I'm focusing on what makes me feel good, and that's going to be the driving factor. So don't get macro shamed. Don't get macro bullied. Pay attention to what works for you and what feels right for you, and understand that there's a huge variation in the human condition, and by no means does what one person eat compare to what other person eats. Find what works best for you. All right, guys. This is Paul from ProPhysique.com. I hope you're having an awesome Tuesday, and I will talk to you tomorrow.